G'day folks, just another video on another edible weed we found at our place called Cobblers pegs, and they're known by different names around the world in the English language and other languages too. Considered a pest on farms, grazing land, even in gardens, yards, things like that, and it's a food source. And in some parts of the world, it's part of the primary food source, the leaves and the flowers. It also has medicinal uses too. But first off, the nutritional value of these plants. Well, there's a bee pollinating. That's the flower of the cobbler's peg. Here he goes. It's supposed to be a very good source of vitamin C, calcium, iron, potassium and magnesium. And it does have a lot of medicinal uses, and but the leaves themselves, these can be eaten raw or boiled or put in as part of recipe. In many poorer parts of the world, it's part of their basic diet, and they do grow in tropical and subtropical areas. Around where we are, it's a subtropical area, and these seeds, yes, they are a nuisance. They stick to anything. They've got little barbs on the end of them. You can probably just see them there in camera. See the two little barbs there? Okay, anything walks past it, animals, people in their clothing, these seeds break off and stick to it, whatever brushes past them, and that's how they propagate. I don't know how many pairs of socks I've thrown out because they just become very look like a small porcupine by the time you walk through this stuff. But anyway, as with all edible weeds, identification is most important. It is very important. So I'll just give you a quick look at the leaf. That's the leaf there, and we'll go to the underside. That's the leaf there. So I suggest you do a bit of research on this as to how to prepare this as an edible plant. The leaves and the flowers can also be chewed too. It does have medicinal properties. Recent research in some parts of the world have indicated that yes, there are certain medicinal qualities to this plant, apart from dietary requirements, but I do suggest you strongly that you do some research into this. One of the things I found was that in places this plant has the ability to extract cadmium out of the soil, which is often a byproduct of intense farming, fertilising, maybe old industrial sites. Some of the old farms have got high cadmium levels in the soil. So in that respect, it's a good idea to try and get some knowledge of the area and the soil that they've been growing in, as to where, the possibility of high levels of cadmium. So that's what the young buds look like. And that's what the flower looks like. So they do grow quite tall. The ones we've got growing here at the moment, I've got another patch over there, about 3 feet tall, maybe a little bit higher, growing quite well. And we've had some good rain recently, and we're getting towards the end of our summer, well, calendar summer anyway. So that's another edible weed we found at our place. You can eat them raw. You can dry them. You can boil them. Put them in other vegetables. Some information I've found is that it's probably best to boil them. And it does have a certain amount of tannin in it, which has certain medicinal qualities. But again, please check that out. So in the survivalist community, this plant is widely recognised as a survival food in the bush, and as I've said before, around the world, in some countries it's actually part of the daily diet. Alright folks, thanks for watching, see you later.